I'm Justin with Americantrucks.com, and on this episode of The Haul, we're doing SEMA. What is up, truck fans? Justin with Americantrucks.com, and yes, as if you couldn't tell, SEMA 2019 is here. You know we're gonna be showing you all the coolest content from the show this year, including F-150s, but also Ranger and Bronco making a very strong appearance at SEMA this year. A lot to see, including my top 3 picks from the show. A lot to do, so what do you say we get after it? Here at the Ford out front portion of SEMA 2019, you get a better sense of what this is all about, right? You got Raptors just simply sending it off of that jump. You got Vaughn Gittin Jr., all the crazy Mustangs doing their thing, Ken Block sliding his Kazi around. This is just the spot to be to catch all of the cool Ford products in action doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now outside of that, we also have some of our favorite vendors out here, including Ford Performance, RTR, and Roush, and we all here, they have some very cool stuff to show off this year, so let's go check it out. Now, every year at SEMA, we have to make it a point to stop by and see our friends at RTR and, of course, Vaughn Gittin Jr. Why? Well, of course, he's a dear friend, but also because he's always bringing cool stuff, man. Check this thing out. Case in point, the Ford RTR F150 in the flesh. Now, if you guys remember a couple of months ago in a truck news episode, we kind of teased this thing a little bit, showed you some of the early renders. Well, here it is at the SEMA 2019 show, and it looks completely killer. Obviously, you got the unique RTR front grille treatment here with your LED lighting, skid plate down below, which is available in either black or silver, some unique fender badging, of course, those RTR flares covering up the Tech 6 wheels, one of my personal favorite parts about this particular truck, wrapped in the Nitto Ridge Grappler tires. But if you get the 5-liter truck and that 400-something horsepower is not enough for you, you can also top it off with the Ford Performance TVS supercharger and crank out over 600. I love this thing, especially in red with the unique graphics package. Looks really, really killer. But this is not all. Now, Vaughn actually had a kid this past year since we saw him last time at SEMA in his personal life, but also in the RTR family as well. Check this out. This is the new Ranger RTR here, debuted for the very first time at the 2019 SEMA show. And much like the RTR F150, the Ranger is also badass. You're seeing those Tech 6 wheels. You're seeing a very similar fender flare in addition to the front end treatment, right? You got your unique RTR grille, lighting, skid plate, the whole 9 yards. Now, one of my personal favorite things about this truck is the unique graphics package and the story behind it. Now, Lindsay is kind of RTR's chief graphic designer. This is actually a topographical map based on the mountain in Japan that he likes to snowboard, and that's standard equipment on all of the Ranger RTR trucks. But as you can see, you're getting a lot of the same treatment that the F-150 got, those flares, the Fox 2.0 suspension, unique exhaust, and if you're not happy with the interior of your Ranger, you want to kick it up a little bit, there is optional leather packages with the RTR embroidering as well. So RTR, man, always doing it big here at SEMA. They came correct in the truck world with the F-150 and Ranger, and of course, both are completely ready to rock. My number 3 pick from the 2019 SEMA show is this monster. Check it out, 2019 Raptor S in the Galpin Autosports booth here at the Ford out front. Now, the owner of this truck actually also owns a Rolls-Royce, so he wanted the two to match. Inside the truck is a Rolls-Royce interior. What? It's crazy. He's also got the Starlight headliner, over 1,200 individually wired LED lights in the headliner itself. I mean, this is just the best of both worlds, right? You got this gnarly off-road package, crazy Icon vehicle dynamic suspension, widened 6 inches from a standard Raptor, but inside the truck, you have the total lap of luxury. Just stitched white leather, everything's been chromed, Tesla screen inside. I mean, as a Raptor owner, it really doesn't get any cooler or any better than this. This thing is just next level. 38-inch tall tires, but I really want to emphasize how nice the bodywork is. These fiberglass body panels, you guys know the deal, right? Sometimes the fitment's a little shaky. Galpin goes through, they smooth it all out, they replace the bed sides, they bolt on the fenders, and the work is completely top-notch. Of course, we got the ADD Stealth Fighter bumper up front, something I'm very familiar with my truck. But overall, man, Raptor meets Rolls-Royce, what's not to love? All right, guys, if you're a Ford fan, this is where you need to be every year at SEMA. We're at the Ford booth inside Central Hall, where all the biggest and brightest builds are showcased every year. Now, speaking of every year, they also do an annual press conference where some Ford execs get up, maybe some superstars from the brand, talk about some new and exciting products, and we're about ready to get a spot for it right now. Let's go check it out.
We're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Ford's Bronco entry in the Baja 1000. Now, Bronco is clearly one of Ford's most iconic vehicles. And the anticipation for the all-new Bronco that's coming next year is incredible. Please help me give a warm welcome and welcome Jay Leno to the stage.
What I wanted to do was, I love the classic look of the first generation Bronco. And I always wanted to combine that with maybe a modest 10 times the horsepower.
Yeah, 10 times, it's about it.
10 times is good, I think.
You guys want to see it?
We'll show you.
Well, here it is, guys. Jay Leno himself and Dave Parasak from Ford just yanked the cover off of this bad boy at the Ford press conference, and check it out. Isn't this thing bad? 1968 Ford Bronco, but it's obviously not your father's Bronco, right? Under the hood, 5.2 liter V8 with a supercharger on top from the 2020 Shelby GT 500. That's right, 760 horsepower, and it's just a complete monster. Who builds something like this? Now, that Shelby comes with a dual clutch transmission. Jay Leno, he's an old school guy. He likes to bang gears, so he reached out to Tremec. They built him a manual gearbox behind that. You can't even get that in the GT 500. So this thing is just one of a kind, man. 760 punishing horsepower in an otherwise stock appearing 1968 Bronco. I know it's not an F-150, but hey, Ford's really pushing these Broncos for their release in the spring of 2020, and what better way to do so than with this monster. My number 2 F-150 from the 2019 SEMA show this year is currently right behind me. It's this 2019 XLT 5-liter truck built by the drag team. We'll talk a little bit more about what the drag team is all about, but first let's talk about this monster. Again, 2019 5-liter truck topped off with that TVS supercharger, cranking out over 600 horsepower, lifted 6 inches thanks to that BDS kit, and maybe my favorite part are these 1552 wheels wrapped in the 35-inch BFG KO2 tires. This thing is just a monster, right? You got ADD bumpers front and rear, some of that new Ford Performance Recovery stuff with the Warren winch, blackout accessories. This is some of the newer accessory stuff we've seen at the SEMA show this year, but all in all, just a really cool color, kind of that dune wrap going on. Let's talk a little bit more about why this drag build is so special. Now, if you guys didn't know, drag stands for Drag Racing Against Gangs and Graffiti. It was started by 2 officers from the Oxnard County Police Department, Sergeant Shrub and Sergeant Woodruff, to get kids off the streets and working on some cool stuff. The program's been going on for many years now. It's starting to explode all over the country, and it's an awesome thing. Again, you're getting kids out of trouble, getting them in the shop a little bit, teaching them how to wrench on Mustangs and trucks. And again, they're doing a really good job. In fact, they had a big hand in helping build this truck here for the 2019 SEMA show. So yes, it's a cool truck, but I think it's an even cooler cause behind it. And that's why it's my number 2 F-150 from this year's show. Another big topic Ford talked about at their press conference can be found right here. The Tremor, Ford's badass F-250, powered by that new 7.3 gasser engine, but it's also been pumped up for more off-road duty, right? A little bit more radical suspension, 35-inch tall tires standard, just a really, really cool truck. On top of that, they also introduced their new blackout appearance package for the truck market. It's kind of production following the aftermarket, right? SEMA is all about the aftermarket, but Ford's not dumb, they're taking notes. They're seeing what guys are doing, seeing what the crowds are responding to, and duh, black everything out, right? That's always a cool look. So tailgate, color match bumpers, black tip exhaust, black grills, black emblems, black wheels. You get the point, right? So here you go. We got 2 of the big new topics for Ford on display at the SEMA 2019 show. All right, guys, so I know it's not the typical truck build that we might showcase here on the channel. It's not an F-150, but it's kind of a Ford, right? 35 hot rod based off a 1935 Ford here in the Factory 5 booth. built by my buddy Mark Gearhart. Now check this thing out. He built it as kind of a drifting hot rod, something that you don't see a whole lot of, and it is powered by a 5-liter Coyote. So basically the same engine in your F-150 at home, kind of, right? You got the billet intake manifold, billet valve covers, and 2 big old turbos hanging off the front, producing over 1,200 horsepower. Weld wheels, Toyo Proxy tires, the big old hydraulic e-brake handle in there. It is an absolute work of art. So Mark, good job, man. You continue to raise the bar. This one might be your best one yet. Well, here it is, guys. My #1 pick from this year's SEMA show, Kibby Tech's 92 F350, or what used to be an F350. Check this thing out, man. Listen, I'm a big sucker for the OBS body style, and this is just a dream truck of mine. Desert runner, massive king suspension, both front and rear, 9-inch out back, and the interior is built for pre-running Baja stuff, but it's done so in a very killer way. And that's just a testament to Kibby Tech's work. We've seen some of his stuff with Vaughn in the past with the Ultimate Fun Haver, the F-150 that jumps, slides, drifts, does it all. And this thing is just next level. So here it is, guys. I know it's not a new truck. It might not be the fanciest truck, but it's certainly my favorite truck from this year's SEMA show. Well, guys, the tire smoke's clearing, the sun's setting, the crowds are heading out. Only means one thing: time for a beer. And I guess the end of the SEMA show for us here at Americantrucks.com. Guys, we hope you enjoyed our coverage of the show this year. Like it, subscribe it, you know what to do. Comment below, tell us what your favorite truck was. And remember, for all things F-150, keep it right here at Americantrucks.com.